Shit close, man. Get out of here.
Back, guys. My name is Justin. This is Jack. You know us. We're going to be talking about the shit show that is free agency this week. We're going to talk about how Urban Meyer is a little unpleased. We're really sorry to him. We're going to talk about some of the.
We're not really sorry about.
Fuck
yeah.
Him. He can go fuck himself.
Yeah. We're not sorry. That was sarcasm.
We're going to talk about how New England basically gave up their whole net worth to sign a new defense.
But they have more money still.
They have a lot more money.
They still have more money.
Yeah, we're going to talk about how they need 9 tight ends. We're going to talk about, some trades. Honestly, I kind of want to just get into it right now. So I'm going to talk about some players that I think were really big and were kind of overlooked or even looked at as badly that I don't think were bad. So I saw the Carl Lawson deal. I think Carl Lawson got 3 years, $44 million. He was 4th or 5th in pressures on quarterbacks last year. And people were saying that was an overpayment.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make sense because, here's my thing. It's obviously he's getting over $10 million a year, which is, for a good edge rusher is important. You got to.
Wait, isn't he playing for the Jets too?
He's playing for the Jets.
Yeah.
And the Jets played for the Bengals, had a few good seasons. He didn't have a ton of sacks, but his pressures were always top 10.
I mean, you should get a stipend for playing for the Jets, honestly.
Well, dude, now he's on the Jets, and they just signed him, and I think it was a good signing by the Jets. And, I'm not going to give him a ton
For sure.
of credit.
For that money, that's incredible.
Yeah. And then on top of that...
He's 25 or something?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He's freaking young, dude. Mm-hmm. He's 25, 26. He's
That's a great pickup.
He's a great edge rusher.
If anything, I feel the worst for Lawson because he has to play for the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, he got $44 million. So
I mean, I don't feel that bad.
Yeah,
yeah.
Dude,
$44 million in New York City. What a terrible life. Yeah.
Well, dude, yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. He's oh no.
It sucks to be young, rich, and single in New York City.
Doesn't it suck to play for the Jets? He's yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Corey Davis signed with the Jets. Keelan Cole signed with the Jets, and LaMarcus Joyner signed with the Jets. So Corey Davis and Keelan Cole are 2 receivers. Keelan Cole's a solid number 3, is a low end number 2, but he's a very good number 3. And then Corey Davis, I don't think he's number 1, but he's a very good compliment. I think A.J. Brown in Tennessee is obviously the guy for them.
Corey Davis is for sure one of the best 2 receivers in the NFL, though. Absolutely.
That's exactly what I was saying. So that's exactly he's a good compliment, but I don't think this guy's. First of all, he's not a burner. He doesn't have this great catch radius. He isn't he's not going to beat every person for the ball.
Remind me how much you said he got signed for?
I think he got signed for 3 years, $34 million or something like that, which isn't horrible. It's not a bad deal.
That's not terrible for a good 2 receiver. That's not awful.
Dude, he's 6'5", 210 pounds,
and he's fast.
26 years old.
Fast
he's 26 years old. So
yeah, and so he's got a.
Yeah,
it's we all know that Corey Davis has a large future ahead of him. So.
Well, let's. That guy had no. He had Marcus Mariota, and then he had Tannehill, and it's while Tannehill's played well the last 2 seasons, at the end of the day, Marcus Mariota couldn't get the ball down the field, bro. Literally, you were watching his games, and you were dude, this guy can't play football. It's hard to watch, bro. I'd rather him throw picks than throw these fucking 2-yard crossing routes. It's upsetting. And, at that point, you're just, watching this guy, you're dude, the guy's so scared to play the game of football. Pull him out. Have him retire. He can be a coach. He can just be on the sideline. Marcus Mariota seems like a cool guy, and I like to see him happy. When he's smiling, I'm happy. But, bro, I just don't think Corey Davis ever had the... First of all, he never had anyone else outside of him. Up until they got A.J. Brown, there was no one. And then A.J. Brown was hurt the first few games of the season. And Corey Davis was on a pace for 1,000 yards till COVID-19 protocols. So, I mean, he was going to put up.
He did get COVID, didn't he?
Yeah, he did get COVID.
He did get
COVID.
Got
COVID, bro.
Yeah, the whole team. Yeah,
the whole team got COVID.
Yeah.
They did not care. Mm-hmm. They were just mass? Fuck them.
Not one fuck given in the Titans organization.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sure Vrabel's super health conscious.
Vrabel seems like a big mask guy.
Yeah. Exactly. Then they got LaMarcus Joyner a $2.5 million deal. Good signing. But we'll kind of talk about... We'll go the same division. We'll go New England. So, obviously, they signed Matt Judon, whatever it is, 4 years, $54 million. Horrible contract. The guy has never had double-digit sacks in a season. You're paying him what? What is that? I'm not going to do the math on that's too much, but it's like over $12 million a year for your number one edge rusher.
It's a lot for a little.
It's a lot for an above-average guy.
For an above-average guy.
He's above average.
That's a better way.
He's a solid player. He's like, oh, well, he's a 2-time Pro Bowler. It's like, yeah, but he was also on one of the most successful teams, and it's a lot of fan voting. So, like, if you were telling me, oh, yo, like, this guy's a 3-time All-Pro, I'd be like, get him on my fucking team, because that means he's the top 2 player at his position. But if he's not on an All-Pro and you're making Pro Bowls, dude, like, long snappers make Pro Bowls, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of players with some bro, Jared Goff has 2 Pro Bowls. Bro, Andy Dalton is a 3-time Pro Bowler.
I did not know that.
Andy Dalton has more Pro Bowls than Matthew Stafford. By 2.
I did not know
it's
that.
Embarrassing. Yeah.
I did not know that. Wait,
no, the NFL is embarrassing.
So literally fan voting is that it's that influential.
Well, I just want to let you know that, like, straight up, like, NFL, you have absolutely, like, no respect for yourself, absolutely no integrity. The fact that Andy Dalton has 3 Pro Bowls and Matthew Stafford has 1, like, straight up, like, from a man to man, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You saw the play. What are you doing? All right, we'll get off the tangent.
It sounds like you got some personal beef with this.
Like, bro, like, the guy goes out, throws 41 touchdowns, doesn't make the Pro Bowl. Okay, 5,000 yards, doesn't make the Pro Bowl. Takes in the playoffs, doesn't make the Pro Bowl. It's like, dude, what do you want from this guy? He's setting records. He's fast at 30,000 yards, fast at 40,000 yards, fast at 45, but then fucking Andy Dalton, bro. I went and looked at the years too. Like, the years that Andy Dalton made it, Stafford had way better years. And it's just, bro.
So Justin's a Lions fan, and you got to let Lions fans get it out every now and then.
Yeah,
okay. So moving on.
Yeah, we we'll talk about the Lions. So signing the Lions, actually, I kind of had them as one of my winners. So Detroit, while they did not have a good cap situation, what they did get was they got Michael Brockers for a 7th-round pick, and then re-signed him for like $8 million a year, which is really good. That's a really good deal for a very good player.
Yeah, and he's got good years.
He's going to be 31 this year, but like it's a 3-year deal. Like at 34, I'm paying him $8 million. He's been playing really well for a long time. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean?
And the Rams have literally the worst cap situation probably in the NFL.
Yeah, so that's why
the Rams are trying to win now.
That's why we got him. Yeah. That's why we got him. They were like, bro, we cannot do this without trading away Brockers, and they were. Bro, the funny thing was what Brockers said when they got Stafford. Is Brockers literally said when they got Stafford, yeah, Matthew Stafford is an upgrade over Jared Goff. And then like 2 weeks later, he got traded to the team Jared Goff's on. And now he has to walk in the locker room and be like, what's up, bro? And Goff's be like, oh, for sure, bro. Yeah. No, we're cool. We're totally cool. Like, totally threw me under the bus on national television.
We're boys.
Yeah. Like, dude, fuck you, bro. Like, how would you ever be cool with that
Let's go get some Detroit pizza.
Oh, yeah, bro. We're best boys. Oh, yeah, Motown. Like, fuck you. Like... But then we got Brockers for a 7th-round pick. Then we got Jamal Williams, 2 years, $7 million, which is or $7.5 million, which is a fucking great deal for a pretty good running back. Like, I'm really okay with having him, Kerryon. Do we have Kerryon Johnson, DeAndre Swift, and now we have Jamal Williams as well. That's a good running back room, and we have Deuce Staley as our running back coach. I'm stoked.
I think the greatest thing that could potentially happen in 2021 is the Detroit Lions and MCDC leading them and somehow being good. You never know. There's some weird things that happen.
We could go 10-6, and I would have a fucking Super Bowl.
Like, to give you an example of how weird 2020 was, I went to Indiana University. Indiana football was good.
Yeah.
If you know anything about college football, then you know that Indiana football is the absolute lack of
And I'm a Michigan State fan.
Who's to say? Who's to say? Obviously, it's pretty unlikely that MCDC is going to take the Lions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the NFC North is horrible. And so,
and that guy's got some passion, bro. That guy's got some passion.
I will say, not to go off on a tangent, I'll make this short, but MCDC, I listened to some of his interviews. He's not nearly as insane as he comes off.
Yes, he is.
Is he actually?
Here's the latest quote. They go, why did you trade
disregard what I just said.
They go, why did you trade for Michael Brockers? And he goes, oh, because he's one of the few players in the NFL that can wield the hammer of Thor.
Is that actually?
That's a direct quote from Dan Campbell. And then Michael Brockers tweeted a picture of his face on Thor, like, let's go.
God damn.
Dan Campbell's out of his mind, bro.
I'm just, dude, that makes me love him even
more.
Dude,
why?
That makes me love him
Like,
even
I have
more.
no problem with you saying, but why would you say that? Dude, makes that come to the forefront
I
of your
am
mind.
an MCDC guy.
Absolutely.
Motor City
100%.
Dan Campbell for the win.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Bro, imagine your coach is talking about you. He's like, well, yeah, he's like one of the only people that is just in, like, he just, you know, he's one of the only people that can shoot lasers out of his eyes. It's like, wait, what? Like, yeah, he's a superhero. It's like, oh, we're going to war. Oh, we're going to war with this guy.
The Ford family's like him.
Yeah,
him.
Bro, he's a general, dude. And they're like, all these players, they're like, bro, we're going to war. Like, they know that. They're like, bro, we're going to war with Dan Campbell. And, like, that's the thing. Like, and that's something that they're all realizing is like, oh, shit, like, this guy's, like, going to come in. He's not going to be like, hey, you better do what I do. He's going to be like, we're going to win some fucking games, dude. We're going to win some fucking games. We're going to go out there and we're going to kill people. And, dude, I don't know about you, but, like, I had a bunch of coaches that, like, told me what to do. But the coach that grabbed me by the face mask and goes, go fucking kill someone, that was the coach I was like, yeah, let's fucking kill someone.
That's so true.
Right?
That's true.
When the coach is yelling at you for fucking up, you're like, all right, dude. But when the coach grabs you by the face mask and goes, you've been fucking up all game, I want you to go out there and rip their fucking face off.
That's true. If you go up to Michael Brockers and you do that and you're like, get me the ball. Michael Brockers is going to be like, I'm going to get the ball.
I'm going to get the fucking ball.
I'm going to get the ball.
Ah! Like,
I'm going to get the ball.
It's just like, and I don't mean to be like misogynist, it's just like a testosterone, like, it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, just, like, it's just like caveman, bro. Like, you're just like, I'm gonna go war. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, when someone says that about you, you're just like, yeah, bro. And like, especially in a sport like football, you're literally, bro, it's a fist fight, bro. Football's a fist fight. Like, you finish and you're like, dude, I feel like I got beat up. And so we'll talk about Dan Campbell on another episode. Hopefully we get him on. And I would love to, but I do want to talk a little bit about AJ Green to Arizona. So AJ Green signed with the Cardinals. So you saw that.
I did see that.
1 year, $8 million. So right now on their offense, it's Christian Kirk, Larry Fitzgerald if Larry comes back, DeAndre Hopkins, Andy Isabella, and AJ Green.
And you got, of course, Kyler thrown to him.
Yeah, you have 3 Hall of Famers on the same receiving corps. 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time Pro Bowler, and like a 11-time Pro Bowler.
Is AJ Green?
He's a 7-time Pro Bowler.
That's a pretty much a, yeah, wow.
He's a lock. Yeah, he's a lock.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 Pro Bowls and over 10,000 yards. He's a lock.
Okay, I might sound like an idiot football fan, but I knew he was good. I didn't realize he was that good.
He's been one of the top, for like 3 years ago, he was a top 5 receiver in the NFL. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He was the guy taking over Julio Jones.
Wow.
Remember? He was 4th overall, dude.
That's true.
Bro, when AJ Green came into the league, he was... Dude, I don't care what any of y'all say. He was better than Julio. I don't care what anyone says. First 3 years, he was better than Julio. Bro, he was a fucking freak, dude. And like Julio...
That's a hot take right there.
Yeah, but dude, like Julio's better now. Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, Julio's like one of the best receivers to ever play. But their first 3 years, like, dude, AJ Green went off. I think his first season he had 1,000 yards. His second season he got hurt and he just missed 1,000 yards. And then third season he had 1,000 yards. And like, I think Julio played a full season, maybe played 14 games, but he didn't get 1,000 yards. And, like, while Julio's obviously probably a top 15 receiver of all time, I'm not going to put him top 10. If you put him top 10, you're an absolute psychopath and you don't know football. People just say that because it's recency bias. It's so annoying. It's so disrespectful to so many receivers. I'll take Calvin out of it.
You know people are going to do that.
Yeah,
too.
it's like, oh, he's better than Torrey Holt.
It's like
where's his ring?
It's like the DK Metcalf Calvin Johnson
It's just
comparison.
the stupidest argument.
Which also, like, we're not even going to talk about that because that'll start a 5-minute conversation.
I would, like, the fact that DK Metcalf was offended when Jim Schwartz goes, hey, man, I coached him, and, like, if anyone, you're not there yet, but if anyone was going to be there, it's you. And DK Metcalf was like, that's an insult. Bro, fuck you. Who the fuck do you
I liked DK Metcalf before that.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do you think you are? Your daddy is Calvin fucking Johnson.
That's absolutely true.
Your daddy is Calvin Johnson.
Absolutely true. Yeah, until he's getting triple covered every single play, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna.
You're no one. You're no one.
Okay, so like we said that we wouldn't go off on a tangent about this, so we won't.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Let's go to Kenyan Drake. Kenyan Drake signed with the Oakland Raiders for $14 million over 2 years, but they already have a Pro Bowl running back, Josh Jacobs. So basically, Kenyan Drake chose a non-starting position. And I don't think that was the most money that was offered to him. $14 million is not a lot of money for over 2 years. But I definitely...
The Raiders are in a good cap position, though.
Yeah, well, Mayock's not stupid. Mayock, dude, he was literally a draft analyst before he was a general manager. You know what I mean? Like he understands cap space. Like, he understands what he needs to do. Kenyan Drake, that was a really weird signing. He said he really valued playing in Las Vegas, but he also really valued already playing on a team with a good running back. He's like,
okay, wait. So let's go back. Did he value playing in Las Vegas or value playing for the Raiders?
He valued playing for Vegas for sure. Come on, dude. No one values playing for the Raiders.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, I get to play in Vegas. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, having tons of money in Vegas. That's totally
be like,
not an incentive.
I'm 26 years old, and you're gonna let me live in Vegas with $15 million?
He's gonna be the next James Harden.
Okay.
And he's gonna be going to adult ballets every night.
Yeah, right. Adult ballets. Hassan Reddick to Carolina. Hassan Reddick had like 12 sacks last season. He signed for 1 year, $6 million guaranteed, $8 million total. That's an insane signing. That guy only got $6 million.
Especially for an offense that had 4 1,000-yard people on that.
Yeah,
offense.
dude. It's like, bro. Well, dude, they went and get this edge rusher in Hassan Reddick, and how did no one else throw 2 years?
I mean, get someone to throw the ball to them, and that could be a good team.
Well, yeah, Hassan is just like you're loading up on defense with Hassan, and
I mean, Teddy had his phase. Is Teddy two gloves?
Yeah, I think Teddy is like a perfectly serviceable player. Look, if you're going through a transition, you're like, hey, we're gonna go 7-9 this year. Sign Teddy Bridgewater. You'll go 7-9. You'll go 6-10. You'll go 4-11. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna put up extremely average stats. I think he had 16 touchdowns, 8 picks. I know that's off by a little bit, but if you look at the stats, it's probably insanely close to that.
In terms of ratios, that's pretty.
It's
pretty
it's not even 2-1. It's
for every touchdown and a half, he's thrown a pick.
Yeah, he had 3,000 yards, and he threw a football. That's what he did all season. That's what they were like. Can you throw the football? He's like, yeah, and they're like, okay, then you're gonna play for us. Exactly. And that's what happened. And then after the season, they were like, okay, obviously he's not the guy. We need to figure something out. Patrick Peterson in Minnesota is a really good signing. Patrick Peterson did not play well. He didn't play well last season. I agree. But
I'm really interested as to even how they did that because the Vikings are in a terrible cap situation now.
They also signed frickin' Dalvin Tomlinson, who's that big fucking nose tackle from the Giants for 2 years, $22 million. But they guaranteed him $20 million on the cap.
Well, that's what the Vikings do, is they're really good at guaranteeing.
Dude, they guarantee so much money. Why? Dude, yeah. Kirk Cousins' contract is fully guaranteed. 100% guaranteed. That's what the Vikings do. Why would he play well? Bro, why would... Dude,
No, Kirk Cousins is great so long as the game doesn't matter.
Exactly. Well, dude, how about this? If I was like, hey, I'm going to give you $35 million guaranteed no matter what you do. Do you want to work hard? I'd be like, yeah, go fuck yourself. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to literally sit on my ass all day.
Absolutely.
So, I'll see you later. So, how do you think giving someone $35 million guarantee with no incentives is literally at all incentivizing? It's the opposite of incentivizing someone. You're placating them. So, I'll get past that. They're stupid. But San Francisco's stupid. They're stupid. They signed Trent Williams to a 6-year, $140 million contract.
I saw that.
Trent Williams is going to be 33 this year.
Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, he could be great at 38.
Right? 33, bro. 33. So, we'll go past that because you all can, talk about that because that's literally the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So, you all can talk about that on your own because I'm not even going to dive into it.
Would you say that that's even stupider than signing John Gruden to 10 years for $100 million?
No, it's not. It's not. Nothing stupider than that. That's insane. Dude. Yeah. Bro, the guy coached in 15 years.
So this is a real website, and you can look this up. Raiders fans, I really encourage you to look this up. There's a website that's called whenisgrudengonyet.com, and I'm not kidding when I say this, and it gives a full-on ticker to how much money is left in his contract and how much money he's made in his contract. Even on the website, it's so funny. You could be it'll show how much money he's made while you've been on the website. And it'll be like, oh, he's made $11 in 2 seconds.
It's sick, dude. Sick.
Hey, dude, they were 8-8.
They almost made the playoffs with 4 games left, and then they lost them all.
They lost every single one.
Okay, we'll get past the Raiders. We can shit on them later. Emmanuel Sanders to Buffalo is a really good signing. That's a really good signing. So John Brown left, and he went to the Raiders, and he was a burner, but he was hurt almost all last season. The season before that, he played really well for them. He had 1,000 yards. He played really well. But this season, the big thing for me is, dude, now you have your slot guy. I still think you need a tight end. I don't think Dawson Knox is the answer. He's had 2 seasons. He hasn't figured it out. He was supposed to figure it out right away. So... I think you have Emmanuel Sanders now. You got Stephon Diggs, who's your guy. You have Beasley. If you bring back Beasley, please bring back Beasley. And then, actually, yeah, I think Beasley's a free agent. And then That's a pretty good free. I mean, you got Zach Moss, you got Devin Singletary. I honestly think bringing in a veteran like a...
Dude, do you realize that combination between Stephon Diggs and Emmanuel Sanders for Josh Allen to throw to them? That's going to be deadly. Well, the Bills were already good last year.
Well, Emmanuel Sanders got cut because of the Saints cap situation.
Well, obviously, the Saints were like $1 billion over the cap. And now, I will say, they actually are pretty close to being down to the cap. They only had to release like 6 Pro Bowlers, so.
Right? Exactly. They had to release their whole team.
Yeah, they released. Yeah, basically everyone except for Cam Jordan. Everyone except for Cam Jordan.
That actually gets us to our next point, which I'm super excited about. The Browns cut their number 1 cornerback to sign Andy Dalton.
You mean the Bears?
Oh, the Bears. My bad. Sorry, the Bears. The Chicago Bears cut the best cornerback they had and arguably their 3rd best defensive player.
Honestly, like this, we're gonna need to make a video about Ryan Pace probably.
Bro, dude, he's an idiot.
Yeah, Ryan Pace has to go down as one of the worst GMs.
He looks like a purge person too. He looks like a purge person
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
He looks like
for sure pro purge.
Yeah, pro purge.
Yeah, he's pro purge. Yeah,
absolutely pro purge.
He's a pro purge guy.
Super pro purge.
Big time.
So you just gotta say that anytime someone looks just like too clean cut. Pro purge for sure.
Pro purge. Yeah.
Dude, and then they replaced Kyle Fuller with Desmond Trufant, who was on my team last year. He sucks. He's ass. He's ass. He's 31. He's ass. So...
I mean, I think just when it comes to anything offense, whatever Chicago front office is currently making decisions, they're just completely inept.
Do the opposite of that. Do the opposite of whatever they do.
I don't know. Like, for whatever defense they've had down for, like, 40 years.
Yeah, and then Kyle Fuller signs with Broncos for 1 year, 9.5.
I can't think of a time when the Bears have ever really had a bad defense, but I can't think of a single time when they've ever had a good offense.
Or a competent... Well, they have, but they've never had a competent quarterback.
Oh, Jim McMahon.
Yeah, they've never had a competent quarterback. They've had running backs. They've had tons of guys. They had Forte. They had fucking sweetness, bro. Let's be clear, bro.
Alshon Jeffrey.
They had Alshon Jeffrey. They had Walter Payton. Let's be super clear. They have David Montgomery now, who's pretty freaking good. And they got some Allen Robinson. They've never had a quarterback. Not one quarterback, not one, bro.
Jay Cutler is the best they've ever had.
Jay Cutler is the best quarterback they've ever had.
And he smokes cigarettes
He smokes cigarettes on the sideline. Mm-hmm. He doesn't. He's literally even said that they've interviewed him. He's like, bro, I've literally never smoked cigarettes. I don't know where that comes from. He's like, nah, bro, you Chief Stones all day.
I will say, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy how few fucks Jay Cutler gave.
Did you ever see the interview with his wife? And she goes, yeah, I have a pretty hard day. And he's like, oh, yeah, what's that? When you go to boot camp? And she goes, yeah, I'm going to boot camp. He goes, I think our definition of hard is different. She goes, oh, yeah, what are you doing today? He's like, I'm going to buy a house. He's just such an ass, dude. It's
oh my god, that's one of the most condescending
Kristen Cavallari, his insanely hot wife. He's like, yeah, fuck you. It
just says everything I was saying about Jay Cutler.
Dude, again, but I also think the winners of free agency, we'll talk about those in a bit, but this was a really good signing too. John Johnson to Cleveland. He was a really good safety last year. He played super well for the Rams. He was one of the best safeties in the league and did not get the credit he deserved because that whole Rams defense was just good as a whole. So no one really got credit. We were just like Rams D. You know what I mean? Rams D.
It's really kind of interesting to see the Cleveland organization turning itself around.
Dude, it's coming. Yeah. It's like that, man. And Kevin Stefanski is a head coach, and I think he really understands what he's doing.
Well, I think because on top of it, they knew that their secondary was really kind of their. I don't want to say their only weak point, but in a way, it really kind of was.
Yeah, I mean, that is their linebacking core, and they addressed that too.
That is for sure. The Browns were. I mean, this is going to be a hot take to some people. That's the most complete team
right now. If we're talking about evenly complete, don't get me wrong. The Chiefs are more talented, and there's other teams that are better. Don't get me wrong.
The Chiefs have freaks. On their team,
and they have a lot of players that are just good, and they are a very well-rounded team. They have a lot of good, Greedy Williams, the guy they took in the second round. That was supposed to be
they're going to be less well-rounded this year. And so,
why is that?
Well, because they don't have any offensive linemen. They got Kyle Long, but I mean Kyle Long.
Oh, the Chiefs,
yeah. And so, but I mean, they were kind of in a.
I have them on my losers, bro. I have Casey.
Oh no, the Chiefs are big time losers.
Especially even after signing Joe Thuney, I thought that was a big loss. I thought it was stupid.
Absolutely. Yeah.
5 years, $80 million to a guard that's never made an All-Pro.
Yeah.
$80 million over 5 years to a guard.
Well, I mean, also you got to remember that they're paying Frank Clark $26 million.
Dude, that's so fucking stupid. It's insane to me. The fact that you cut fucking Eric Fisher and Mitchell Schwartz, 2 really good tackles, and then didn't cut Frank Clark, who had 6.5 sacks, I think. And
You're exactly right with that.
yeah,
number, by
yeah,
the
I'm
way.
pretty sure I'm exactly right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. I can remember that stuff, but not the important stuff. But yeah, dude, and that's fucking stupid, bro. It's like,
Okay, so I think for our next topic, we gotta discuss how Urban Meyer has had the rude awakening to the men's league that is the NFL.
bro, did you see some of the contracts that motherfucker signed? He signed Shaq Griffin to 3 years, $45 million.
I mean,
That's why he's mad.
Well, yeah.
He gave an okay corner like $15 million a year. He's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck did I just do?
He's like, wait, I can't just choose whoever I want to come play for my school. I'm not Ohio State, and I can't pick whatever player I want to.
Come over here. We'll overlook sexual assault.
Oh,
Come here.
It's like Urban Meyer. It's like, hey, this is how the NFL works, but you went to the fucking Jaguars.
Yeah, like, it's not like he went and played for the Patriots and like, why does no one want to play for the Patriots? It's like, you play in Jacksonville. It's not even the Jaguars. You play in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah, dude, like, yeah, exactly. Like, as if it's not bad enough to play for the Jaguars. Like, everyone makes jokes about Florida, but Jacksonville probably has to be the worst place.
It's the worst part, dude.
Yeah.
It's literally, people call Jacksonville
awful.
the armpit.
Yeah,
Jacksonville
awful.
is the armpit of
It's terrible.
Florida. Like,
the only benefit is that there's no income tax there.
like, if you live in California, it's like Fresno if Fresno was hot and muggy.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So awful.
Yeah.
It's so
I can't think of any reason that any person would want to go do that.
Yeah,
And so,
why would you... Dude, you ever want to go... You want to go to Fresno?
Yeah, right.
You
Yeah.
want to go
yeah.
to Fresno this week?
Yeah, dude, I heard there was a corn concert up there.
Yeah, exactly, right? But yeah, dude, Urban Meyer free agency comments were freaking stupid. And he was like, yeah, I really don't like it. Like, I don't think free agency should be done this way. It goes, okay, Urban.
Oh, because of all that experience you've had in the NFL?
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Urban. I wanted to know how it should be done. Should you get your first pick and then everyone gets it after? Because he's literally said, that's not a good business model. Fuck you.
It's okay.
Neither was literally burying sexual assault on every team that you went on. You literally just paid every player to come play for you, and you're like,
Yeah, people don't talk about that.
People
don't talk
that
about
guy
that.
slept on a little bit of a serious topic. That guy swept sexual assault under a rug like a fish drinks water, bro. Like that
Absolutely.
guy, it was his profession to literally cover up sexual assault.
And no one talks about
at
it.
Florida,
And no one
at
talks
Ohio
about
State,
it.
and no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. This guy got a job with no problem, and now he's like complaining? Dude, he hired a racist-ass coach that used the N-word at Iowa and then fired him the day after. Dude, this guy literally said, this man's made changes and not everyone can be judged a book by its cover. It's like, dude, you have players saying, this is what he said to me. And you're like, nah.
Nah, I don't
You're a
believe
fucking
it.
piece of shit.
I don't believe it.
You're a piece of shit. And so I cannot wait for Urban Meyer just to be an absolutely shit head coach in the NFL because he clearly doesn't understand how it works. He doesn't understand what free agency is. And the fact that he thinks... And you know what he said after? He goes, but no one asked my opinion. You're goddamn right. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Urban Meyer. Shut the fuck up. No one gives a fuck. Your health problems that you keep retiring from, I hope they hit you again. I hope you retire again. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, you gotta wonder that if all that stuff came out at Ohio State, then...
Health problems.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to not go to jail. It's like...
Yeah, you gotta wonder.
Yeah.
So he basically pulled a Pete Carroll.
Dude, I cannot wait for
this.
this. Yeah, he's like, oh, there's issues now? Bye! Bye! I'm going to go get paid $10 million a year.
I'm gonna go to live down in Florida.
I'm going to live down in Florida. It's like, dude, fuck Urban Meyer. He's a piece of shit. I hate him, bro. I'm also a Michigan State fan, and he went to IU, so that's part of it. But other than that, we're also decent human beings to a point, so we don't like that guy. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the other signings or like winners and losers that we had in the league this week, because Urban Meyer's a piece of shit. Urban Meyer's...
I think we've gotten that out of the way.
And I think that's just like so funny that he like ever looked in the camera and was like, oh yeah, I don't like it. It's like, man. But okay, so some of the losers and the winners, I actually think, so I'm gonna be a little biased here, so I'm gonna go with winners first. So we'll do New England first. So I think New England, I actually have them in winners and losers category. I think they're winners because this is the first time the New England Patriots
the first time we spent money.
Yeah. Dude, they spent $200 million in the first two hours.
Dude, Bill has a vengeance right
Bro,
now. Bill he was sick of putting up with all the shit that the media was saying about him. And personally, I think that all the flack that Bill Belichick was getting last year was completely unwarranted.
Unjustified.
How many players sat out?
Like 9.
Was it 9? Was it that many?
It might have been more.
Yeah, it might have been.
It might have been like 6, but like it was always they were all key players. Like Patrick Chung, Dante Hightower, they're all like really good players.
In the media, they're all doing this Tom Brady, Bill Belichick comparison. And Tom Brady, don't get me wrong, Tom Brady is the best quarterback that's ever played. I'm not trying to take that away from him. But he walked into one of the most stacked offenses in the entire league. So no wonder he was going to be good. Bill Belichick had nothing.
Yeah.
Love Cam Newton, but he was broken this year.
Yeah, dude. He had no shoulder.
Yeah, he had no shoulder. He had 9 guys sit out. Of course, the Patriots were good.
Jacoby Myers was his number 1 receiver. And
Do people not remember that Bill Belichick was a good coach before Tom Brady?
Yeah, with Bledsoe. Yeah,
with Eric Bledsoe.
Drew. But yeah,
Drew. What an Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah.
Wow.
But even then, like the thing is, like, obviously Brady took him to another level. Let's be very clear. Like, Brady, it's 50-50, bro. It's 50-50. Like, giving that guy not the credit he deserves is ridiculous. But
I think the Patriots are a playoff team.
Absolutely.
I think they're going to be at least a
one. Fucking winner, dude.
Yeah,
they signed signed 2 tight ends. They went and got Hunter Henry and they got Johnny Smith. They got the 2
great tight ends.
They got the 2 best tight ends on the market.
And what does Cam love?
Tight ends, bro. He loved Greg Olsen. Big fan of Greg. Yeah. And so my biggest thing was like, dude, like, they spent a lot of money, which I think they spent a little too much money on Judon, so I put him in a loser category. But, like, dude, they signed Devon Godot, they signed Jalen Mills, Hunter Henry, Kyle Van Noy, they re-signed.
Which I like.
On 1 year. Mm-hmm. And then they got Matt Judon, and then they got Jonnu Smith. That's a fucking haul, bro. That's like coming out of a draft with 5 first-round picks.
And they still have cap space.
And they still have a good amount of cap space.
And they still have cap space.
Yeah. And then I'll also put in my winners, dude. So New England's a winner for because they got out of their comfort zone. Bill Belichick realized, dude, I'm going to have a lot of cap space. I need to do something with this.
Absolutely.
I can't just keep re-signing the same players over and over and over. I need some playmakers in here. And when he got Stephon Gilmore from Buffalo, that was a game changer, bro.
Absolutely.
They won a Super Bowl. So now he knows. He's like, all right, bro, I'm going to do it. And that's why he's re-signing Cam. He's going to get his quarterback in this draft. I'm telling you that right now. Mm-hmm. He's getting his quarterback. He's not going to redo this with Cam. He's not going to half-ass it again. And it's not that he didn't half-ass it. I believe he thought he could do it with Cam. But I digress. The winner I have right now is actually Detroit. The Detroit Lions had almost no cap. They were actually over the cap. They had almost no cap space. And were able to bring in Michael Brockers and Jamal Williams.
Yeah, that's a really good.
That's a really good freaking haul for having no cap space.
For having no cap space at all.
0. Yeah. And on top of it, they got the Rams to take on an extra $2.5 million of cap space for Jared Goff's contract, freeing up cap space for the Lions to take on Brockers that they took from the Rams for a 7th-round pick.
That's like a Bill Belichick move.
Bro, they fucking fleeced him.
It's
like, a fleece.
That's playing chess when they're playing checkers.
Yeah, they fleeced them, baby. Yeah. We never fleece nobody.
You guys are gonna win. You guys are gonna win 4 games next year.
Yeah, we're gonna suck. It's all right.
You're gonna win 4 games.
It's all right. We're a winner in free agency.
Now you're just not gonna be winning 2.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I'm cool. I mean, that's more than 2. Yeah. I mean, we'll run through a few of the other signings. I mean, William Jackson, Washington, Fitzpatrick to Washington, Curtis Samuel to Washington, Lamar Miller, bunch of guys. Bud Dupree got way too big of a contract. But
I totally agree.
But yeah, so my losers, and we'll talk about that. 5 years, $85 million for Bud Dupree, sir. Bud Dupree is, I think, a one-time Pro Bowler, and I don't put a lot of pressure on Pro Bowls.
And he just got injured.
And he just tore an ACL.
Yeah.
And you're getting a huge contract to going to be 28-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
So coming
and
off
on top
of
it,
ACL.
and on top of it, this is someone that relies on his mobility a lot.
A lot, bro. Yeah. He's an edge speed rusher. He's a speed rusher, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He isn't a Cameron Hayward. He isn't a Malik Jackson. He's a speed rusher.
Exactly. He's just
And he relies 100% on speed. So signing that contract, honestly, Tennessee signed Danico Autry. They really put it on defense. They really were like, hey, our defense has to get a lot better, and that was super clear. So they cut Adoree Jackson.
Why?
He's a first-round pick,
Why?
dude.
He's
solid.
I did not get that.
It didn't make sense, dude.
Dude, the Chargers are thinking of getting him.
Yeah, dude. Anyone. Go get him. And then they ended up trading Isaiah Wilson, who was their first-round pick last year, to the Dolphins for nothing. And then he got cut from the Dolphins a week later. And then on top of it, they signed Danico Autry to a lot of money, but Danico Autry's 31 this year, and I just don't see... you're going to sit Danico Autry... Either you're going to run a 3-4 or you're going to run a 4-3. I think you're going to run a 4-3. So, are you expecting Harold Landry Bud Dupree, Jeffrey Simmons, and Danico Autry to just crush the quarterback? Because if that's the case, I have a serious question about your mental health, because it's a nightmare, if all those guys are in their prime and healthy. Sure. It's a pretty good line. But you're paying them a lot of money for it.
But none of those guys are in their prime, and none of those guys are healthy.
And on top of it, you're paying them way too much money for it, and you cut your whole secondary, which is fine, if you're going to go get guys, but who the fuck have you brought in? No one. No one in the secondary. They only brought in pass rushers.
That's foolish.
You know what they did? They looked at their stats we had no pass rushes this year. We had no sacks. Oh, okay, cut all our corners, sign all pass rushers. It's bro, what the fuck? You take one step forward, two steps back, dude. It's stupid. And I get that maybe those players weren't super good, but you haven't signed anyone. Mm-hmm. And they let Desmond King walk, too.
Yeah, dude.
So what are you doing? Who's even back there, bro?
I don't really get that. I don't get that, dude.
Bro, that's
the Titans. They had their they had their year, and now I don't think that's gonna be happening again.
Well, who was it that was the safety? I think it was Kevin Byard. Freaking literally tweeted the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, because he's the only guy in the secondary still there. Him looking around the empty house at the end of Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince. And that shit was hilarious, because he's bro, you literally just cut my whole team. I feel some kind of way about that. I would too. If you didn't tell me and then you start cutting everyone in the secondary, I'm thinking you're coming for my job.
Hey, but he's the GM and not you, so
yeah,
he obviously knows
he's
more than you do.
He's super smart, dude.
Yeah, he's super smart.
He's super smart. We'll also talk about two more losers that I really want to talk about. So one of those losers...
Oh, yeah, these are going to be good.
One of those losers absolutely being the Chicago Bears.
Oh,
the Chicago Bears cut Kyle Fuller to sign Andy Dalton. And so that's so fucking funny, dude. Because not only do they do that, they franchise tagged Allen Robinson at $18.5 per year. So you're not going to pay him, but you're going to pay him $18.5. Yeah. He's better than Galladay, and that's what he's looking for. Give him that.
Yeah, give him that money.
Give him that.
Yeah, give him that
What
money.
Are you doing, you fucking idiots?
He's worth it for one.
Yeah, dude. And on top of it, it's not like they brought in any linemen. They didn't. They have no cap. They have Allen Robinson that's staying on there. They have Cole Kmet, who hopefully he blows up and is the next Gronk, because if he's not, you're fucked, dude.
Dude, you know what Ryan Pace is like? They're like, all right, who's our best guy? Khalil Mack. Let's get more him.
More. More
linebackers.
Dude, he literally just goes and gets his hair cut every day. Ryan Pace looks like he gets his hair cut every day, bro, and it bothers me, dude.
Absolutely.
That guy fucking sucks, dude. He's ass cheeks at his job, and it's honestly embarrassing.
I mean, I've had several Bears fans just come out and say that I'm not a Bears fan anymore.
Bro,
they've had one of the worst, and this is another thing, we're just going to have to do a video about this, but they've had one of the worst, call it 6 or 7 years in terms of signings. So I mean, obviously, there's the whole, passing up on Deshaun Watson.
They
and
never
Patrick
draft
Mahomes.
well either. They don't draft well either.
No, they never draft well.
No.
Yeah, and so, but I mean, obviously, they have a fantastic defense, but that's how they've always been for the last.
But that's just literally
years.
The second you put a Chicago Bears uniform, you're good at defense. That's just my opinion.
That's true. Or you're Devin Hester. And
or you're Devin Hester. Yeah, and that's a totally different story. But that's my whole thing. Is that doesn't even. Bro, that's crazy to me, right? So we'll talk about another loser. The Bears, it's just it feels like a lot of these things are like common sense, and you're like, dude, how are you making those moves? Clearly you're making your team worse, while also fucking your cap situation even more. So I don't get what you're doing. Are you just trying to save your job? Because you're definitely getting fired now. Are you just trying to make it look like you're doing your job correctly? Because you're still going to get fired.
They're eating too much sausage.
Bro, sausage. Fucking the Bears.
Yeah, the Bears.
Yeah, but the other loser I want to talk about is the Kansas City Chiefs. They were the biggest loser, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure.
They signed Joe Thuney to a 3-year, 5-year, $80 million deal for a guard that's never made an All-Pro, a guard that's never made a Pro Bowl. They cut their left tackle and right tackle. So as long as Joe Thuney can play...
Oh, and Austin Ryder's gone.
Yeah, Austin Ryder. They released Austin Ryder, their center.
No, that's 3 Pro Bowlers
That's 3 centers. That's 3 starting offensive linemen. And,
they're Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, and they ended up...
And then they get Kyle Long, and Kyle Long's how old?
He's going to be 33 this year. He didn't play football last year.
And he's
Also, he retired because he lost the love of football. So we'll see how much his love of football.
We're gonna see.
Also,
we're gonna see how that goes.
Do you think this guy's coming in just to fucking start and be a god? He hasn't played last year, and he didn't play well before he retired.
And we saw it with the Chiefs were like when they didn't have an offensive line
Yeah,
in
we're
the Super
acting
Bowl.
like this is a huge free agent signing, that they're getting this amazing player. It's like, bro, Kyle Long hasn't played in a year, and he hasn't been effective since 2017.
No, the Chiefs, they're just now, they're at the very beginning of experiencing what it's like to sign someone for an absurd amount of money, and of course Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, like
they
next
signed
year,
this
they're
person
fucked.
to literally $500 million.
This team is starting to get gutted, and we can see it happening. It's going to 2-3 years down the line. Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, Matthew
And this
Mahomes
is the first season that his
the first-
contract starts.
Dude, it hasn't even started.
Yeah, exactly.
It hasn't even started, bro.
It hasn't
They're
even started.
fucked. They're so fucked. And
They're
I'm
about
so
to be paying this
stoked.
man $50 million a year. For those that don't know, the NFL salary cap sits at around 182-ish.
So
And
he's going
so-
to basically take up almost a third of their cap.
Almost
One
a
player.
third of
There's
their cap
53 players on our
yeah,
roster, by the way.
For one player. And on top of it, they have several other players that are getting paid a ton of money.
Yeah,
like
and
Frank
then-
Clark.
Like, I'm really glad you brought up the Kyle Long point,
And
because
Chris Jones,
they
yeah.
brought in Kyle Long, like, we fixed it. We fixed it. We fixed it.
Run it back!
Yeah,
Run
run
it back! Let's go!
Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
run it back.
Super Bowl. Cut everyone. Give me a retired player. Super Bowl.
Bro, no, dude, the AFC is going to be very competitive next year. The
Yeah.
Chiefs, like, I don't even, like, I honestly, I mean, we're going to see. I mean, because Patrick Mahomes is so amazing that they're going to be a good team no matter what.
No, we
But,
like, they'll still make the
yeah,
playoffs.
they're going to be, and they still have Andy Reid as their head coach. They're still going to make the playoffs, but that's a different team. They
Absolutely.
are not a lock to go to the Super Bowl.
Not
by
at
any
all.
means.
And, like,
And
in my opinion, I don't think they're locked in. Honestly, like, 3 years down the line, I think it's going to be a huge issue. And I think it's going to be a really big problem for them. So I'm just really scared about, honestly, 2-3 years down the line when the cap space goes all the way to the top, and then they're having to cut everyone.
Absolutely.
Dude, that sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kansas City Chiefs suck. They're going to, well, I mean, they don't suck, but
They definitely do not suck.
they're going to be in a shit show. So we'll talk a little bit about who are your losers? Like, I had New England in my winner and loser. They had some good signings, but they also had some bad signings. But I also have Chiefs in my losers.
Because my losers are kind of like the obvious ones. I mean, obviously we got the Chiefs, but we can't call them that much of a loser
No, they're still
because
gonna be in the
they're
playoffs.
still going to be good.
be
However,
very good.
they're not going to be dominant. The biggest loser, I mean, is for sure the New Orleans Saints. Without
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Saints.
sure.
They had to
For sure.
cut their whole roster just to be able to basically play football next year. In order to be able to enter the NFL and play regular season games, they had to cut their whole roster.
They
So
had to
that's
cut
really
the whole
embarrassing.
roster.
Honestly,
And they have the interception machine, aka James Winston.
well, I don't know if
playing
he's going to
again.
start because Sean Payton's son, Taysom Hill, is also on that team getting
That's
paid
true.
$14 million a year. So
That's true.
it's
So
literally
we're
his
gonna
love child.
see how that plays
Dude,
out.
I swear to God, Taysom Hill has some dirt on Sean Payton. Like, he's like, remember those pictures I got? And he's like, yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Because there's no reason he should be paying $14 million to be. Dude, he's the third string last year. Let's be clear.
Yeah, he's like, hey, remember that time we went to Thailand?
Remember?
Yeah.
Remember? Like,
Remember?
right? That's like so perfect. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap it up this week. We really appreciate you guys listening again. Fuck you, Urban Meyer. Thanks. I'm out.
All right.